Hello students. So far we have discussed about two types of products of vectors, that is the dot product and the cross product. Today we are going to discuss a third type of product which is known as scalar triple product of vectors. Now consider the vectors, say A, B and C. Suppose A, B and C are three vectors. We know that suppose we take B cross C, then this vector is a vector which is perpendicular to both B and C. Now, so this is another vector which is perpendicular to both B and C. Now, suppose we take the dot product of A bar and B cross C. Okay, we take the dot product of these two vectors. Then what we obtain is known as the scalar triple product of the three vectors which is there. Okay. So this is what is known as the scalar triple product. Why is it called as a scalar triple product? Because the answer that we get over here is going to be a scalar. So the answer is a scalar and therefore it is known as a scalar triple product. Now this product can also be denoted as this way. This is known as box ABC, and so this is also known as the box product. So the other name for scalar triple product is box product. A very important concept which can be used later on during engineering when you learn about electromagnetism, etc. Okay, so over here, now suppose how to use it practically in sums. How to use this product in sums. Okay, of course the formula can be used for proving certain concepts. Okay, but how to solve sums using this box product actually. Suppose we have three vectors. Say A is given as A1i plus A2j plus A3k. Similarly, B is another vector. Say B1i plus B2j plus B3k. And C is the third vector given as this way. So when we have these three products, therefore we find box ABC, that is the scalar triple product of A, B and C by solving these vectors, these properties as these statements as a determinant actually. So when we write this as a determinant containing the rows A1, A2 and A3, B1, B2 and B3 and C1, C2 and C3. Then this is how we get the box product of three vectors. So this is one practical application of the scalar triple product, how we can solve sums for the scalar triple product. Now that is not the end of the matter. There are certain properties of the scalar triple product which also we should know. Okay, so now we are going to go through the properties of the scalar triple product that is there. So the first property, okay, property 1, suppose we have box ABC. Now suppose we interchange the positions of all the three vectors. See here the order is very important. Order in the case of box product is very important. Okay, so suppose we change the order over here. Suppose we write it as CAB. We bring C this side and A goes here. See, C comes here and A goes here. That means the order of all the three vectors are changed. And similarly, B goes here. So in this case, we get C, A, B. Okay, in the same way, suppose we change the order once again by writing B, C, A. Over here also, as you can see, the order has changed. Now, even if we change the order of all the three vectors, it is called a cyclic change. It is called a cyclic change. So a cyclic change of vectors A bar, B bar and C bar in the scalar triple product does not change its value. That means we can write that ABC, box ABC is the same as box CAB which is the same as box BCA. Okay, it's an important property that is there. Then on the other hand, suppose we only interchange two vectors in the scalar triple product. Okay, interchange of any two vectors in the scalar triple product. For example, if you have A, B and C, and suppose we decide to change only say A and B. B comes here and A goes there. In that case, the triple product, the value changes in sign actually. So in this case, what has happened now? B has come here and A has gone there. C is wherever it is. The original position of C is retained. So the interchange, a single interchange of vectors in the triple product changes the sign of the value. We are going to get a scalar here, as I told you. Okay, the sign of that scalar number will change if we change any two. Now, do these two properties ring a bell in your mind? Yes, they should, because they are properties of determinants that we are seeing over here. Okay, the cyclic change of vectors in the triple product represents interchange of any two rows, okay, in the triple product actually, that way. Okay, so for example, if there is a determinant, this is a determinant we are considering. Okay, if we interchange say R1 with R2 and also interchange R2 with R3. Okay, this is what is meant by cyclic change in this case. In this case, this is what is meant by cyclic change. Okay, so similar to determinants, we can get these properties which are there. And what about this one? This is just a single change. Suppose we just change one row with the other in the determinant. We have learned that the sign of the determinant changes. So that is what is meant over here. Okay, so in this case, suppose for this particular vector, for this particular triple product, okay, if we change the position of A and C now, so we get B, C, A. Now what happens? Now the minus sign becomes minus and minus becomes plus. Okay, minus sign becomes minus and thus we get a plus sign. So that is what the second property is. The next property is that the scalar triple product is commutative in nature. That means if we have A dot B cross C, then it is the same as B cross C dot A. Common sense tells us this because actually this is a dot product of two vectors, and so dot product is commutative, this much we know. Okay, from this we can derive that over here we can see that the dot and the cross can be interchanged without changing the equality actually, without changing the value of the product. Okay, so we can have A dot B cross C, which can also be written as A cross B dot C. Okay, so the dot and the cross can be interchanged without changing the meaning. Then the next property, suppose in the three vectors A, B and C, if we have B cross C is equal to 0, if we have B cross C is equal to 0, then the scalar triple product becomes 0. So A dot B cross C is equal to 0. Okay, so when is the cross product 0? When two non-zero vectors are collinear, that time their cross product is 0. Okay, so in this way we can say that in the same way, if two vectors are equal, then their cross product is 0. That means from this we can derive that A dot A cross B is equal to 0, and the same way A cross A dot B is equal to 0, etc. So in the box product, if any two vectors are equal, then the value of the box product becomes 0. Remember this, it will help you in solving sums, etc. Then also, if any one of the vectors is 0, if out of A, B or C, if any one is 0, then we have box ABC as 0. So if A or B or C, any one of them is 0, then we have box ABC is equal to 0. Then in the same way, for three vectors, to be coplanar. How to prove that three vectors are coplanar using the box product? We can say that if the box product is 0, if box ABC is equal to 0, then A, B and C are coplanar. So these are some of the main properties of the box product that is here. Now let us see some applications of the scalar triple product which we are going to use in the exercise. First of all, volume of a parallelopipe. This box-like figure is called as a rectangular parallelopipe. Now the volume of this parallelopipe, okay. Now we consider a parallelopipe having coterminous edges. That means the edges of the parallelopipe have the same vertex. Say OA, OB and OC are the coterminous edges of this particular parallelopipe. So volume of a parallelopipe with coterminous edges given by the vectors A bar, B bar and C bar. These are the vectors along the coterminous edges. Okay, the volume of this particular parallelopipe is given by simply as box A, B, C. Now this year the board has deleted the proof of this particular property that is here. So as a result, you do not have to study the proof, but however, you have to remember the formula. So volume of a rectangular parallelopipe is given as box ABC. Similarly, another formula, another application of the scalar triple product is volume of a tetrahedron. Now this is the structure of a tetrahedron. Imagine a prism. That would be a model of a tetrahedron. Now with respect to this particular figure, the volume of a tetrahedron having again coterminous edges. Vectors along the coterminous edges are A bar, B bar and C bar is given by 1 upon 6 box A, B, C. Again, as you know, the board has deleted the proof for this particular property. So you only have to remember the formula. You do not have to study the proof over here. The proof is given in textbook. If anybody needs help reading the proof or trying to understand it, I can always help them. Here I am not going to go through the proof. I have stated the formula here. This is what we are going to remember for solving sums which are there. Okay. So going on to the exercise. Now in exercise 5.5, the first sum, find A dot B cross C if A, B and C are these given vectors. It is very easy to find A dot B cross C. We just find the box product over here. So the box product of A dot B cross C can be written as A, B, C. This is the required scalar triple product or the box product. And if you remember, we only have to solve this like a determinant. So over here we write 3, minus 1 and 4, 2, 3 and minus 1 and minus 5, 2 and 3. And upon solving this, whatever answer you are getting, that is the box product. That is A dot B cross C. So this I am leaving it up to you to do the sum and try it out. Okay, we go on to the next sum. So over here, this sum is an assignment for you to be done in your notebook. Just solve it. Simply solve the determinant and you get your answer actually. It's very easy to do. Now the next sum, the second sum. If the vectors, three vectors are given over here. Suppose the vectors are A, B and C are the coterminous edges of a parallelopipe. Then find its volume. So we write over here, let A be the first vector, B be the second vector, and C be the third vector. Now the required volume of the required parallelopipe is given as box ABC. and the scalar product comes out as a scalar, so directly we get the volume. We do not get a vector but a scalar over here, if you will know about it. Okay, so 3i plus 5k can be written as 3, 0 and 5. Then the second row contains 4, 2 and minus 3, and similarly 3, 1 and 4. In this way, now we can solve it by writing 3 into, here it becomes 8 plus 3 minus 0 into the whole thing becomes 0. So we write just plus 5 into 4 minus 6. So as a result, we are going to get 3 into 11 plus 5 into minus 2, which is 33 minus 10, which is 23. In the case of volume, we write cubic units. Remember this, it is compulsory. So we write cubic units over here. In the third question, 3 vectors are given to us. These 3 are vectors and they are said to be coplanar. In this, an unknown value is there called p. We are supposed to find the value of p over here. Okay, so here, suppose we write the vectors as A, which as the first vector, B as the second vector, and C as the third vector. Since A, B and C are coplanar, their box product is 0. So this is the property that we use to find P over here. So in this way we have box ABC, that is the determinant, this determinant, as 0. The box product is 0. That means minus 3 into 0 plus 2p, cross multiplying etc. minus 4 into 0 minus 2 minus 2 into minus p minus 0, which comes out as 0. So as a result, we have minus 6p plus 8 plus 2p is equal to 0, and therefore we have 8p. That is, we have minus 4p, not 8p, but minus 4p, because minus 6 plus 2 minus 4p plus 8 is equal to 0, and therefore we have p coming as 2 in this case. So thus we get the value of p in a very easy manner. Okay, now we go on to the next sum. It is the fourth question. In the case of the fourth question, we have to prove these facts actually. We have to prove that box A, B plus C, A plus B plus C is equal to 0. Now, in this case, okay, box A, B plus C and A plus B plus C can be written as A dot B plus C cross A plus B plus C. These are LHS. So let us write it as LHS over here. Then in the bracket, in the square bracket, we solve it further by writing B cross A plus B plus C, that is B cross A, okay, plus this B cross A, plus same way B cross B, plus B cross C, plus C cross A, plus C cross B, plus C cross C. Then the cross product of the same vectors is 0, so this goes away. B cross B becomes 0. C cross C is also 0 in this case, and therefore we have A dot B cross A plus B cross C plus C cross A plus C cross B. Now we can write it this way, that is A dot in this case, as we see, B cross C and C cross B can be written as minus B cross C. So we write over here B cross A plus B cross C plus C cross A minus B cross C. Therefore, B cross C minus B cross C goes away as 0. Now what do we do is we open the bracket and we get A dot B cross A plus A dot C cross A. Now we have learned while learning about the properties of the scalar triple product that when two vectors are equal between three vectors, among the three vectors, when two vectors are equal, the scalar triple product becomes 0. So over here two A's are there, over here also we have two A bars. And therefore we have 0 plus 0 which is 0, which is RHS. Now here the question has been modified a bit. In the textbook it is A minus B minus C, that minus sign is not there. Okay, so it is just 3 box ABC that you have to prove. Now in this particular case, okay, we go in the usual manner, that is we write it as A plus 2B minus C outside the bracket, outside the square bracket that is, and in the square bracket, opening the bracket, we get A cross A minus A cross B minus A cross C minus B cross A minus into minus plus B cross B and minus into minus again plus B cross C. Okay, this is our LHS again. Then over here we are going to get as usual A cross A becomes 0. Same way B cross B also becomes 0. So that goes away and thus we are going to get C minus A cross B and minus B cross A. Okay, let us write it as A minus A cross B plus A cross B. Okay, this minus B cross A is written as plus A cross B. Similarly, now here minus A cross C remains as it is. Plus B cross C also we have to write it as it is only. That means these two terms also go away. Minus and plus becomes 0. That is why the two terms go away. And therefore, we are going to get A plus 2B minus C into that. Now minus A cross C can be written as C cross A plus B cross C. This way. Now what we do is we open the, here there is a dot over here. So thus we open the brackets. That means we take the dot product like this. A dot C cross A plus 2B. No, it is actually A dot, not 2B. Okay, yet A dot B cross C. Now we can take plus 2B dot C cross A plus again 2B dot B cross C. Similarly, minus C dot C cross A, again minus C dot B cross C. This way. Upon doing it this way, now what happens is that wherever the vectors are equal, the scalar triple product is going to be 0. So this term is 0. Similarly, we get this particular term as 0 and this one comes out as 0, and similarly this also comes out as 0. So upon getting all these terms as 0, we are going to get only A dot B cross C plus 2B dot C cross A, which can be written as box ABC plus box 2 can be written over here BCA. This way. Now this BCA we can change it in a cyclic manner. A can come here, B can see A comes here, B goes here and C goes here. That means there is a cyclic change. which keeps the values as it is. It does not change the value of the scalar triple product. And therefore, we have box A, B, C plus 2 box A, B, C, which gives us 3 box A, B, C. So in this way we get the answer. You can just study the sum and see. It's an important sum. If it comes, it can come for at least 3 marks in the exam. Now going further, we come to the next sum, the fifth question. If C is equal to, we have if C is equal to 3A minus 2B, then prove that box ABC is equal to 0. Okay, we have if C is equal to 3A minus 2B, then prove that box ABC is equal to 0. Now, let us see how to do this sum. Now, box ABC, one way of doing it is taking the box product. On the LHS, box ABC can be written as A dot B cross C. Okay, which can be written as A dot B cross C is actually 3A minus 2B. Okay, this way. That means A dot B cross 3A minus B cross 2B. B cross 2B, B and B being the same vectors, equal vectors, it becomes 0. So we have A dot B cross 3A. Okay, 3 can come out, and so we get 3 A dot B cross C. That means we can write it as a box product over here. So we write over here A, B and A. Now A and A being equal vectors, it becomes 0. The box product becomes 0. So we get 3 into 0, which is 0 in this case. Thus we solve the sum. Now in the sixth question, they have given us 3 vectors U, R and W. You have to find U plus W dot U cross R cross W. Okay, so here first of all, what is U plus W? U plus W, when we add both these vectors, that is when we add I minus 2j plus k plus j minus k, we get U plus W. So we get I minus 2j plus j gives us minus j, and k minus k gives us 0. So this becomes U plus W. Now what is U cross R? U cross R, we find it by using the determinant method. That is, we write over here I, j and k, and U comes first. The coefficients of I, j, k in U are 1, minus 2 and 1. And similarly with respect to R, U cross R. So R becomes 3, 0 and k. Okay, 3, 0 and 1, not k but 1. Okay, so in this case we get I into, that is, let me write the brackets first. So minus 2I, minus 2 minus 0 I minus, okay, 1 minus 3 j plus, in the case, last case, we get 0 plus 6 k, this way. So thus we get minus 2I plus 2j and plus 6k. Having obtained that, we also proceed to find out what is R cross W. R cross W, again by the same determinant method, I, j and k. Okay, and we write the values for R, which is 3I plus k. That, so we get 3, 0 and 1. Okay, and W becomes j minus k. So W becomes 0, 1 and minus 1 in this case. And thus upon solving it, we are going to get 0 minus 1, that is minus I. Okay, similarly minus j into minus 3 minus 0, that is minus 3 minus j, that is plus 3j, and similarly plus k into 3. So this we got U plus W, U cross R and R cross W. Now to find the scalar triple product of all these three vectors. So that can be found by using the dot product over here. So u plus w dot u cross r cross w. Okay, you can do it by the method of determinant. So box u plus w, u cross r and r cross w. So this I'm leaving it to you as an assignment for finding the final answer. You can just take the box product, write all the three vectors as a determinant, solve it and get the answer as a scalar. The seventh question, find the volume of a tetrahedron whose vertices are given as A, B, C and D. Now first of all we take the position vectors as A bar for A. So A bar becomes minus I plus 2j plus 3k. Similarly, we also write for B as 3i minus 2j plus k. C becomes 2i plus j plus 3k. And D, the vector D becomes minus I minus 2j plus 4k. Upon writing this, now the next step is finding what is AB, AC and AD. Those are the coterminous edges of the tetrahedron. So we find what is AB bar, which is B minus A, which comes out as 3i minus 2j plus k minus I plus 2j plus 3k, which turns out to be over here in this case. Okay, if we just solve it, 3i plus I gives us 4i. Remember, sign changes when you open the brackets. Minus 2j gives us minus 4j. And plus k minus 3k gives us minus 2k. So this way we get AB. Similarly, AC. So AC is written as C minus A, which is the vector C. So vector C, which becomes 2i plus 3 plus j plus 3k minus A is minus I plus 2j plus 3k. Again we open the bracket and simplify. So we are going to get 2i plus I, that is 3i, j minus 2j, which is minus j, and 3k minus 3k gives us 0. So 3i minus j becomes AC. Similarly, AD. Okay, AD becomes D minus A, which is minus I minus 2j plus 4k minus again A. And upon solving this, we are going to get minus I plus I, which gives us 0, minus 2j minus 2j minus 4j, and similarly 4k minus 3k gives us plus k. So in this way we get AB, AC and AD. Therefore, now find the box AB, AC, the scalar triple product of AB, AC and AD you are finding now, which is written as a determinant, as you know very well by now. So the determinant of here, in this case AB is 4 minus 4 and minus 2. For AC we write 3 minus j minus 1 and 0, and AD becomes 0 minus 4 and 1. This way, and upon solving it, we get 4 into minus 1. Okay, let me solve it directly. So 4 into minus 1, minus and minus plus 4 into 3 minus 0, which is 3. Okay, and minus 2 into minus 12. 3 fours are minus 12 and minus 0. Okay, minus 0 or plus 0, whatever. Okay, so 3 fours are minus 12 in short. This way, and therefore we are going to get here minus 4 plus 12 and plus 24, okay, which comes out as actually 32, because 12 minus 4, which is 8, 24 plus 8 gives us 32. So 32 comes out as the box product of these three vectors which is there. But this is not the required volume. So volume of a tetrahedron of the required tetrahedron is given as 1 upon 6 box of AB, vector AB, AC, AD, and thus this comes out as 1 upon 6 into 32, which comes out as 16 upon 3 cubic units. Okay, so these are the sums which we did using the scalar triple product. Now one more product is given in your textbook, which is known as the vector triple product. However, from this year's board, this portion has been deleted actually. This year's board exam, you will not have any sums dealing with vector triple product. So the remaining sums which are there, sum number 8, 9 and 10 are based on vector triple product. So we are not going to do those sums. That means this particular exercise 5.5 gets over. In the next lecture, we are going to do certain sums from miscellaneous exercise, which are based on scalar triple product that is there. So till then, students, keep practicing, stay safe. I do hope that you are making the concepts thorough day by day. Okay, so see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much for listening also.